Film Podcast. Dante is back as an official co-host. Welcome back, Dante. He had a week off.
New intern.
Yeah. And we have a new guest today, Mr. Kyle. How you doing?
Howdy.
We are doing Mulholland Drive today.
So the second to last Lynch.
Yes, second to last.
And this is a fun one because, Kyle, I think it's your favorite movie, apparently?
Absolutely, it is.
Your favorite of all time.
Yeah.
Inland Empire or Mulholland Drive?
Mulholland Drive. It's Mulholland Drive, then MacGruber.
This is a pantheon already.
I think Kyle's been waiting for this because I think he pitched doing Mulholland Drive on the show before we even started doing this.
The second I found out you guys had
retrospective.
a film podcast, I was like, you guys have to do Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
It all comes around 2 years later.
It'll wait a while.
2 years. Yeah, you have to wait quite a while to be on the show, but he's here.
Yeah, seriously.
So, Kyle, do you want to say a bit of your history with this movie? Is there a funny story you have? Why is it your favorite? What about it you love?
It's not really, I wouldn't say like a funny story. I took one film class the entire time I was at CJEP, and I fell asleep during every movie.
That's how you do it?
Except for this one. Because I was literally like so into it. Like I was just like blown away.
Oh, yeah, you were hooked on it.
I thought it was just like so like, I don't know, just very like thought provoking.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, super into it.
And
yeah, have you guys?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lee.
I'm sure we're gonna ask the same question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this everyone else's first time seeing it? What do you think then?
Yeah, I thought you loved this one, Dante.
Yeah. We're gonna get into it.
Is
Don't worry
this
about it, Nick?
Yeah, well, I don't know. We might have some yelling later because this is not my favorite Lynch movie.
I'm aware.
I'm not too much a fan of this one. Second time watching it. This is my second time. Was this your first time, Lee?
This was my first time, yeah.
Okay, this is my second time. I liked it more the second time.
But still not as much as the rest.
Yeah, on the list of what we've watched so far of the Lynch retrospective, I think this would be near What Did Jack Do? It would be around there.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like it.
That was such a like a flaccid way of saying it.
Well, because I don't know. I'm curious to see what Nick didn't like about it. Because remember the reviews we read when we did Lost Highway?
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying Lost Highway was kind of like
First draft.
Lynch testing the first draft type shit. I kind of get what they meant.
Yeah. Well, it feels
But I still liked Lost Highway more.
Mm-hmm. I think Lost Highway might be my favorite of his, or Eraserhead.
Eraserhead, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lost Highway, it's kind of the aesthetic of it as a whole, I prefer than this movie. I find the camera work is a bit shoddy here. I think it's Lynch doing everything, and there's soft focus sometimes. One scene, I think in particular, that stands out as one I really don't like is the Winky's Diner, the first scene when they're in Winky's Diner. And the guy's talking about, I have a dream, and there's someone in the back. Well, you love
That's
this
the whole
scene,
point of the
Dante.
movie.
But the scene, the way it's shot here.
The way it's shot is genius.
I don't like it. Look at the focus is off on him. There's a floating camera here that has movement for no reason. Why are we craning up here?
The movement of the camera.
Well, there is a reason.
It's to give you a feeling like they're being watched. It's not a static, like it's not still because it's like it's supposed to feel like they're being watched by something that's hovering behind them, you know?
It's also the soft focus and the floaty camera. It's also because this is a dream.
Yeah, but
exactly.
We're not in reality. There's no steady cam. That's why it's so foggy and shit.
Yeah, but despite all that, the aesthetic of it overall is something that I don't like. Like, when you have something, the guy's in heaven and everything's blown out in the background, just white blown out. You see here the background's blown out a bit. And I prefer solid composed shots. even if they're moving or if it's a steady cam, there should be at least some kind of direction to the movement. This movement, it just kind of feels like, okay, we want to make it feel like we're floating around. Let's just move the camera like an asshole. Let's move it here behind his head, back and forth. Let's go up and down for no reason. Like maybe if it was just floating, hovering one unidirectionally, but like I think we've talked about this before, Lee, where if there's a dolly or something and you see the camera dolly over, then it stops and dollies backwards for no reason. It's just like you're adding movement to try and make the scene more exciting than what it is, just with the dynamic of the conversation. But this kind of stuff, it feels like you're just throwing it in just to throw it in. Like what you guys are saying, it's the dream and it's not real, or what you're saying, Dante, someone's looking over your shoulder. I mean, I would have preferred maybe more regular camera movements, like more one dollies up, the other one dollies up, one moves over, the one moves over, rather than just all over the place here and there, floating around. I understand why it would be shot like that, but for me, I don't like the way it comes out like that.
Yeah. I find I don't like that Lynch uses these fucking weird TV cameras when he makes a movie.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know what it is, man, but like it just always makes me think like I'm watching some cheap soap opera.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with the Twin Peaks, kind of.
Yeah, all of his movies I find have that aesthetic to them. But this one even more so, I find.
Yeah.
I kind of got over it because I agree with Kyle that it is the most captivating of Lynch's films so far, apart from probably Eraserhead and Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart's just nuts, though.
Yeah, exactly. But I found this, like, I was way more invested in this story than I was in any of the other Lynch movies we saw.
Well, there's more to grasp in this one, you know, in terms of linearity. At least for the beginning of the movie, there's a lot more to grasp in terms of like a story that you can follow, right? And then after you know, she puts the fucking key in the box, that's when it's like, okay, Lynch, you know, calm down.
Yeah.
We should probably, I don't think we gave a synopsis yet. For those who don't know, Mulholland Drive is about an actress. It's about two actresses, I guess. One who gets in an accident. It's, well, you know, we'll get into it, but just for the audience.
We don't know that one of them is an actress yet.
Okay, so it's about an actress who comes to LA, and then she's staying at her aunt's house. There's a stranger in the aunt's house. The stranger has been in an accident. They try and solve the mystery. Yada yada yada. It's Lynch, so obviously everything is upside down, and that's pretty much it, right? There's some gang, some conspiracy with some like mafia type shit, and that's pretty much it. I mean, if you don't know what Mulholland Drive is by now, I don't know.
Well, what? It's 19 years old, 15 years old, something like
and
that.
It's one of the most
20 years
renowned American movies of all time.
Yeah. It was rated best film of the 21st century.
Yeah.
I don't think anything surpassed it yet. Like on like the whole rating thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
well,
so I'm so curious to know why you hate it so much. Because when we did Lost Highway, you know, good movie, and you know, we're doing the reviews, and you're talking about Mulholland Drive, and I was just shocked. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Were you more shocked that I didn't like this one, or more shocked that I didn't like Akira?
No, but you kind of liked Akira.
I did like Akira. I did like Akira. Yeah, but I mean, I probably like this the same amount as Akira. But it's
okay. So you still think it's a good movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the average movie. Yeah.
Okay,
but
for sure.
In the retrospective itself, I mean, I find that Lynch's movies kind of come in pairs.
Do you think it's because it's a lot more like how do I say this? It's less demanding on the viewer, and it's more. Do you think this movie's too accessible?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's
other Lynch movies.
There's a few things. Well, I guess maybe a little more accessible, but even then, like you could watch Elephant Man or Dune or something, and those would be more accessible, but they're not as good. Well,
you think Dune is better than this?
No way. I think they're more. They'd be more accessible, but less artistic, I guess.
Okay.
But like the kind of Lynch movies, I find that they come in pairs. So you have like Elephant Man and Dune, two big, high budget kind of fantasy movies.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks or something. This kind of
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest aesthetic.
And then you got Lost Highway in this.
Yeah, exactly. And I find that I've always
Wild at
watched.
Heart, Inland Empire. Yeah.
Yeah, so you watch Lost Highway first, and
Mhm.
just for myself, I guess I don't know if the story speaks to me more, or it's more relatable in some way, but I find it a bit more grimy, a bit more noir. And this kind of noir, this is more Hollywood elite kind of bourgeoisie, bougie kind of people that I go, you're a bit of a dick, an actor going here and there, I can't relate too much, but I don't know, some guy going, what the fuck's going on? I'm working in a garage, weird shit's happening. That I
Mhm.
find a more relatable story, and I find it more fun too. You have more fun cameos from people, and I don't know, between the two, like I find they go hand in hand so much, and I like Lost Highway so much more. It almost detracts from Mulholland Drive the more that I like Lost Highway.
You say funner cameos in Lost Highway, but I don't think there's anything funnier than walking on your wife fucking Billy Ray Cyrus, dude.
Is that Billy Ray Cyrus?
That made me fucking
Was it?
laugh.
Billy Ray Cyrus, dude.
That made me fucking laugh, dude.
Hey,
They
it's
don't
like-
have a timestamp of that.
Okay, I take it back.
fuck,
Never
I
mind.
don't.
I take it back. This movie rocks.
When
And
is
he's
that
like,
Billy
and
Ray
he's
Cyrus
like all
part?
cool about it. I don't remember where it is. It's like
It's
try like 40 minutes around there.
Yeah, maybe halfway. But that's another thing too. I find this.
But what scene is that?
it's when Adam Kesher gets home.
Yeah.
So it's when Adam gets
He's the
home.
pool guy?
Yeah,
Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah, there it is.
Before this.
Yeah,
this,
it is
way
before that.
this. Yeah. Before.
This part was funny too.
Oh yeah.
get a hitman.
I
Yeah,
like this
the
actor.
Hitman
huh?
shit was fucking funny.
I like the
Yeah.
Hitman. He plays in Dexter.
Oh yeah.
Does he
Yeah,
actually?
as Rita's ex-husband in Dexter.
I think my favorite
There he is.
cameo.
There he is. Oh yeah, there he is.
That guy rocks.
He just walked in. It's Billy Ray fucking Cyrus.
That is fucking funny. Yeah, yeah,
Arms
that's him.
crossed.
I don't know if there's ever been a funnier cameo in a serious movie ever. All right. So Nick, shut the fuck up and like this movie.
Well, now that
I
know
love
it's-
his line too. Like the Adam Kesher's wife's like, she's complaining about him like being an asshole and stuff, and then Billy Ray Savage is like super soft, like he's probably upset, Lorraine. Obviously, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
This
think
this whole bit is fucking funny. She's complaining about her jewelry when she's fucking committing adultery.
Yeah, I hate that scene though. I don't know why it makes me uncomfortable. Just like the pink paint all over the jewelry, I find it just really gross. I don't like it.
but it almost seems like it
Yeah.
wouldn't be too much of a bad thing. You take some acetone or something, just wash it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
paint.
Seems like no big
Paint thinner.
deal.
Paint thinner shouldn't affect jewelry if it's like.
But the fucking audacity of Lorraine. This
Yeah.
is his house. He
That's
probably
what I'm
paid for that
saying, yeah.
jewelry, and now she's fucking Billy Ray Cyrus in his bed. You can fuck Billy Ray Cyrus somewhere else, please, all right? If you're gonna do it, like.
Oh, he's
not
a
in-
pool boy. He probably lives in his truck.
True.
That's the dream.
True.
I think my favorite cameo in this movie is the prostitute's nipples.
Oh my
I think
god.
that's my favorite cameo in the movie.
He's solid, bro. You'd think they're in fucking Canada with
Those
them.
are for sure fake.
I just had that scene too. Oh well.
I also thought the scene with the hitman in the office building when he kills
Mhm.
the guy
Yeah.
is like, it's a bit too sitcom-y for me. It's a bit too slapstick for me, this scene.
Dude, it was so funny.
Yeah, I
though.
agreed.
I know,
still
it made me
like-
fucking laugh.
Like up until like it's cool that the other girl gets shot, like that's fine, but after he tries to solve the thing with the girl in the other office, I'm like, okay, like there's too much slapstick humor going on here. It's not funny,
Yeah.
right? I'm not 12 years old. Like, this was funny where he actually shoots the wall, and I was like, oh, that doesn't usually happen in Hitman, it's cool. And he's like, oh man.
I felt the same way. Like I felt like the joke was like running a little too long, especially with like the janitor coming in afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the fire alarm went off, and I laughed even more.
Like,
Yeah.
what does that serve this movie for it to go on this long? You know,
Well, it's
I
probably
don't get
just
to
for
know this
comedy.
guy. You know, who gives a fuck about this hitman guy? Barely, you know.
It almost seems like this scene is like setting off a series of events. Like, oh, he fucked up and he killed this guy, and then this happened. But it's just done with this one scene. And you go,
The
okay,
whole
good.
reason this
Yeah.
movie happened is because of the domino effect of him shooting the lady in the office by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is
but
interesting.
I do like the shot of the janitor down the hallway. That's a fun shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Yeah. Okay.
His buddy standing there.
So Nick, why do you not like this movie so much?
Well,
Exactly. Back to the OG question.
Back to the original question. Kind of length too, I find, is a bit of a factor in this movie.
240, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
long.
like we were talking last week, Lee, where the movie like Fitzcarraldo, you need a length of 2.5 hours to get this kind of epic nature of the story. But this, it's more of a kind of a thriller, neo-noir mystery. I don't
Mhm.
think you need 2 hours 40 or 2 hours 40 minutes or whatever. This could have been
Mhm.
done in hour 45 or something, cut it down. And like I find a bit of the time is off, but that could also be another kind of Lynch signature kind of moving around. But I find it almost doesn't work when you're cross cutting between the two scenes. And I think it's the scene where it's the Naomi Watts and the actress in the apartment, kind of solving whatever mystery they're solving. Oh, where were you? Was there an accident? Call the police or something. And that's, I think, is 3 scenes maybe, and it's intercut with other stuff going on.
Mhm.
But it almost seems like the other stuff going on takes place hours later, and then this one scene of them in the aunt's apartment trying to figure stuff out is back to back. So I find like the time jumping back and forth in that one section doesn't work. I find it
Mhm.
long in the apartment itself. I don't know, because I mean, you get this look a lot, the kind of Hollywood mystery. Oh, what's going on? There's something weird in the studios. But I mean, we kind of seen this stuff already. There is some new images, new stuff at the end, the
Mhm.
second half of the movie. But I find the length still drags me down when I'm watching something like this. Just
Okay.
be stuck in an apartment for 45 minutes. I mean, unless it was the whole movie's in the apartment, crazy stuff's happening. But there's fantastic other scenes going on. You can go to the Adams house. It's a nice house. You can go to the Cowboys place. We're just kind of seeing more of these Hollywood parties. Oh, let's have a drink. And oh, what's in the apartment? Let's do this. You know, like in Lost Highway, it's this exact same setting, but I find the shots are all standalone. They're all nice on their own, and the story is so strange and out there, and each scene is its own thing, its own look that you haven't really seen before. You're in this garage, you're in the guy's house that's all weird. You're talking about the angles, looks like the house is coming in on you. This just felt almost okay. This looks like an apartment. Let's walk in here. Okay, pretend there's a lady dead on the couch here. Let's film this. I don't know. I felt like Lost Highway kind of does it better than this movie. You're in a weird motel in the desert. You're in this little shack in the desert. You're just kind of walking around Burbank, or I don't know where they are.
Like the Shire at the
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
what's her face, Diane Salawas, St. Louis' house. You're in the Shire. You just see the 2 little hobbits down the street. Yo, what's up? You know, what's up, Frodo?
I will. I don't know if this is what you're saying, Nick, but I did feel underwhelmed by the visuals in this movie. I felt
Yeah.
like visually this is the most boring Lynch film.
Mhm. Well, I mean, if you compare it to Eraserhead or Lost Highway or something, I mean, those
Yeah.
are shocking images. Or even in Wild at Heart, when you have these crazy cranes up and
Mhm.
you're driving in the desert and it's beautiful sunlight and sun setting every 2 seconds. The whole movie's at sunset.
Yeah. Apart from the superposition of
Mhm.
shots in this movie, which
Yeah.
he does frequently,
Mhm.
there's nothing that extraordinary I found. I honestly had a hard time picking a favorite shot.
Yeah,
You know
I
what?
found one.
I completely agree with both you guys because I also had a really hard time picking a shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the whole it just seems kind of one toned
Yeah,
visually.
Mhm.
like
Substance wise, story wise, all that shit,
mhm.
very, very much the complete opposite. But visually,
Yeah.
I don't know, it kind of fell flat for me.
Like when you're looking at just this, I mean, it's a close up, and I think it dollies in here or it cranes down a bit to get a lower angle on her. But even then, in Twin Peaks, there's much cooler shots of girls lying on couches talking on the phone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like you have the exact same shot in Twin Peaks, but it's a nice overhead wide angle from the ceiling looking down, and it looks crazy. Here, it's just, okay, set the camera here. We'll put it at eye height and dolly in a bit as she stands up. And it makes it seem more interesting because she's sitting up when she's talking on the phone.
But the thing is, there's some. I agree completely. I think this is like the most boring kind of like boringly aesthetic movie out of Lynch's films.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one thing in this movie that he does that blows my mind. Is like, I don't know if you guys noticed the way he does some of the cuts in this movie really throw you off.
Okay.
I did not notice.
You did not notice. Well, there's
No.
like one like the first time I watched this movie, I remember like the cuts are very abrupt, and so you know, like when they're rehearsing her audition in the apartment,
Yeah.
and it cuts from like the big Hollywood sign right to them doing the rehearsal. Yeah, here, like right before.
Oh,
here,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
like
Okay.
this
Yes.
cut.
Yes. Then I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it cuts to that, and it just completely fucked up my mind because I had no idea that even until she pulled the paper up and was looking at it, I thought for a second she was just looking at her piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Yeah.
even realize that they were doing an audition, like they're practicing
Yeah.
audition here.
There are a lot of inserts. I noted this cut too. There are a lot of inserts like this where you get this part of the story about the corruption in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get an insert of the Hollywood sign,
Yeah,
and then it cuts to two actresses practicing a role.
yeah,
Like you get a lot of that very like kind of explicit Hollywood commentary, and I appreciate that, and I get it, but also like I don't know, I don't fucking care about Hollywood.
Yeah. Like,
this Hollywood commentary shit that like
Mhm.
wins Oscars and all that stuff. I don't fucking care. I'm not in Hollywood.
exactly. Well, that's probably why Lost Highway is more relatable somehow. It's more
yeah.
fun. It's more of a, a personable movie. The normal, I can't think of the word, but a normal dude. You're
But
not
Yeah.
some.
the thing is, depending on your interpretation of this movie, like the plot,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? I think the Hollywood criticism. Well, it's not. I don't really think of it as criticism. I think of it just as like serving the plot, with these
Okay.
Hollywood signs and all this shit, because like for me, this movie, the beginning, this first part, all the way until the box, I think the whole thing's a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
We'll I want to talk about one more cut, and then we're running out of time for this session, so we'll cut to break afterwards, and we can come back and talk about that. But I want to talk about, because I noted a cut specifically around the 56-minute mark that I thought was bad.
A bad cut.
Yeah. That.
Straight to
I
the
thought it was
steady.
so fucking stupid.
There's another camera movement for no purpose.
And it's so abrupt. Like she just finishes her sentence and it cuts. There's like zero room to hang. And it's like, dude, your movie is 2.5 hours long. You can afford 2 seconds to let this scene hang a bit.
Pretty well.
But he doesn't. He cuts fucking hard there. And I don't get why. And it bothered me so fucking much. I had to write it down.
Because the fucking camera guy's already kneeling over, holding it down. Goes, here, I can't get up. I looked it up, and Deep River, where Betty is from, it's about 4 hours from us right now.
Oh yeah, Deep River, Ontario.
Yeah, Deep River, Ontario. So if you guys
There you
want to drive from our secret studio in Malaysia to Deep River and check it out, we should try it.
Okay, let's cut to break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Bad cuts, yeah. But I think it's about time we hop into the meat of this episode. No,
The juiciness.
I think so.
All right, hop in the juice.
Kyle, you want to recap what you were telling me off camera?
I don't remember.
You were saying how you asked me because I was saying how from what you've told me briefly about your analysis, I think I got the same thing from the movie. And then you were saying how
I was complaining more because like I'd ask you like had you only seen it the first time, because like the first time I watched it I was completely lost, but that's why I was so interested. because like I'm watching like the first hour and a half, I was just like, it meant nothing to me. I was like, I don't understand how any of this connects. And then obviously, like Dante said before, the second the blue box is open, like everything just clicks. But like the first time I watched it, I was like, I didn't even get that. Like I watched it and I was like, I still don't get it.
Okay.
Then I watched it a second time because I was going to do my film paper on it for the semester, and everything just like fell into place so easily. Like from the second the movie started, I was like, okay, I get it.
Right. Yeah. That makes
Especially
sense.
like with every scene, like it's like with every scene so like jumbled up and stuff like that. Like I don't watch like as many like movies as you guys. So like I'm just going to refer it to like Pulp Fiction or like very out of place and stuff like that.
This movie is compared to Pulp Fiction pretty often, actually.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going like with like plot wise, just because like it jumps constantly. But like every time like a scene started, I knew exactly what it was referring to because I already knew how it ended, so I knew exactly what that scene was setting up. Essentially, like with the whole like the comedic value with the whole hitman scene.
Yeah,
it comes down more or less to Naomi Watts' characters. I don't even know what to refer her as because she has so many different names in the movie.
Diane.
I'm pretty sure her name's Diane. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That comes down more like I view that personally as that whole scene is like her guilt with putting a hit down on Camilla.
Yes.
And it's basically like her hoping that this guy fucks up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like she's really hoping that he just messes up completely, and he messes up so bad. I feel like we said before, Lynch went a little overboard with like how long the scene was. Like it didn't need to be that long. Mm-hmm. Even just the first one when he shoots the woman in the other room, the neighbor. I feel that would suffice. But I feel because it's a dream and it's what Diane wants, it just snowballed.
Exactly.
It just kept going and going and going.
Yeah, I agree. It's this dream sequence is like exactly like you said. It's Diane fantasizing about the hitman being so incompetent that he isn't actually able to kill Camilla because she regrets putting the hit out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then that connects to basically the start of the movie when the car crash, but she survives because she's about to get shot. Basically, that like in a different like I don't really know how to phrase it. But like in a different reality, like for fantasy, that's the way that she got killed. Like that was the hit, but she survived, and she walks away completely unscathed.
Yeah, the dream starts with Camilla surviving the hit.
Exactly, because like deep down, Diane wants both so desperately. Like she wants her dead, but she also wants her alive because she's in love with her.
Yeah. Yeah. So for So for those who aren't quite following, the first maybe 3/4 of this movie is a dream. And then
that's our theory. It's a dream.
But more of a fantasy, though, no?
It's definitely more of a fantasy.
Yeah, because it's now correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is her fantasy while she's furiously and very depressingly masturbating on her couch.
Cool. Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah, I view it a little bit more of like an actual dream because like with a fantasy, I feel like you can navigate what you want to happen. With a dream, it's just random. Okay, yeah. Like she didn't want all of those things to happen. Like she wasn't like aiming for it to go that way. Like it kind of just happened.
Right.
But I can see what you mean with the fantasy thing, like when she's masturbating.
Mm. Yeah, because there's a very explicit scene about that, is there not?
Yeah, exactly.
Lee, have you read Ulysses?
I have. Not all of it, but I have.
Is this where you get your masturbation theory from? Are you kind of comparing it to that?
No, I'm just saying that because of this scene where she's masturbating.
Is that why you didn't finish the book? The second half was all tiny and stuck together.
I saw the masturbation more as like her just like trying to feel good after like being so heartbroken or something.
Right.
And I saw the dream either happening before she shoots herself or like that last moments of her life when she shoots herself, you know?
Right.
I was wondering, maybe we could call into David Lynch right now and see how he directed this scene.
Oh. Caught me off guard there, bro.
I heard about this, so I'm waiting.
Oh. What do you want me to say? I don't even know. Like what?
I was just setting up a bit. You don't have to do it.
That's okay. David Lynch will pop in later.
Pop in later, right?
We'll have something from him later, I'm sure.
Okay.
I think the reason it only took me one viewing to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
One, I took an extensive amount of notes throughout the movie, but also after watching it, like I scrubbed through it backwards. Like I didn't watch it a second time, but I scrubbed through it in reverse and kind of put all the pieces together.
Yeah. Like one thing, like, so we've established that the first 2 quarters is a dream and the second half is like the reality, or like the fourth quarter is like the reality, right?
Right.
The thing is like when I was questioning whether that was a valid assertion of this movie, I thought to myself, okay, if I take the end of the movie and I put it before the crash in the beginning, does it still work? Is it still the same story? And it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I think
still come to the same conclusions. You know?
Yeah. If you have 5 hours to kill, watch this movie twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did that with Villeneuve's Enemy.
Yeah.
I watched it. The second it finished, I watched it over again.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way to view Mulholland Drive as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just literally the second it's over, start it over from the top.
Yeah. So here's my thing, right? Well, while I understand that Nick's gripes about this movie, I think all the Hollywood bullshit and all like the fact that it looks so mundane as a movie, it looks like a very typical Hollywood movie in the beginning, is to serve her fantasy of Hollywood. You know?
Yes, that makes sense.
The Hollywood sign and like, you know when she's coming down the escalator in the beginning, she's Los Angeles, you know, like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
And like all the whatever camera movement, the whatever look of the movie, the sitcom-y aspect of it, you know, like I think that all serves the aesthetic of her fantasy that is happening in the reality of this, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And
I like that it's not over exaggerated, you know? I like it to be a bit more like subtle, you know?
Right.
And I think it works, you know?
I think that's why it's so mundane, because it's all that Diane herself knows. So that's what she just thinks of Hollywood herself. Like she doesn't actually, like she's never made it, so she doesn't know like the further perks and stuff like that. She's just like she's fantasizing about what she thinks Hollywood should be.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, there's this commentary on Hollywood that we don't really care. Like, I don't give a fuck about either. But it's like, you know, like as an artiste, I know you gotta schmooze like a motherfucker, all right? And it's fucking whack. And there's all these elitist ass fucks you gotta deal with all the time who are super pretentious and they're not part of your world at all, and you don't care about them. And you gotta schmooze. And the thing is, Diane didn't make it because she didn't want to schmooze, you know? But Camilla, she's schmoozing like crazy, bro. She's literally schmoozing her boyfriend, then schmoozing another chick in front of her, and she's not going to schmooze her ex-lover that's right in front of her, bro. And she's breaking her heart, you know? So yeah, that's how I feel about this movie in a nutshell.
The only thing that I didn't like was it felt almost like a waste to me personally. Like I don't know, it's such a good story and it's such a good concept and it's such a good film, but the theme is so just irrelevant to me that it felt like a fucking waste. Like I watched like Eraserhead, I find has so much more substance, because it's so much more broad in its theme. Like this is so specifically a commentary on Hollywood. And it's just not something I care for.
I mean, I also think it's commentary on like love a bit, you know, and jealousy and shit. But like, the thing is, I feel like that it's probably a commentary on Hollywood because this is David Lynch's way of talking shit about it.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
From his own personal experiences with Hollywood, you know.
Yes, that's how I felt too.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking like he had one bad meeting with those two Italian producers, and then he started writing these scenes.
He brought them some Starbucks and you just spit it out. Oh, you know?
Go
That's
back
really-
to Seattle.
I
That's
paid
really my favorite
$5
scene
for
in
that
the entire movie.
Starbucks and you didn't drink it.
That's my favorite part of every episode.
You
Right,
know,
that
the
Hollywood
weather's
movie.
pretty good, but you know that Starbucks. I do like a Starbucks in Philly. Philly's always great for coffee. I'm not doing it well. I didn't do it as good as I do the other.
Oh, that
one.
was perfect. I think for me though, the only reason I kind of have these gripes about the movie is solely on the camera work and the aesthetics. Like narratively and plot wise, it's a fun movie. It's a fun story. You go, oh, what's going on? What the hell's happening? Oh, do I understand this? Am I gonna have to think about this later?
Yeah.
Do I have to read some internet stuff to understand what's going on?
Mhm.
But just to look at it, I go, I don't know. It doesn't tickle my nuts when I see it. Like it's kind of hazy here. There's a bit of, I don't know, like in this shot here, the guy's bald head is glowing almost. Like there's
Yeah.
dust everywhere. It's too, I don't know.
Oh.
It's too like studio set looking for me. And then everyone's hairline is perfectly, like everyone has the perfect hair light behind them to cut them out there. It looks like you were saying like a sitcom
Yeah.
or some kind of soap opera, but I don't know. It kind of feels like that too with the camera. Like in the shots where they're driving around, the camera's kind of shaking all over the place when you have these palm trees going by. You're using a fucking Steadicam in every other scene. Why not use it in the car and get some steady shots of the trees going by?
Mhm.
And like some choices, I don't like the choices in here. But
Yeah,
as a-
it's like yeah, I know what you mean. It's like I think okay, I get what you're saying now, Nick. I think well, I got what you're saying earlier, but like I think it's like when we watched Antiviral
yeah,
Yep.
and we said that there's even Possessor that there's very small adjustments he could have made to make all these shots really great.
yeah.
He didn't do like the same thing here, kind of, you know?
Exactly. It's just missing a little oomph in everything. Like, why is this guy's shirt blown out? Why does he kind of look like he's glowing a bit? Like all the whites here are overexposed. This guy's
Yep.
kind of soft focus here. It could be like you were saying with the kind of studio cameras.
But
and
I-
everything.
I feel like that's Lynch's style. All of his movies are like that.
Yeah, but I mean, with the kind of aesthetic of something like Twin Peaks or Blue Velvet, where it's supposed to be this kind of kitschy early 60s kind of look to it, fun feeling. Oh, let's get in these big Cadillacs and drive around. It fits more with that kind of feeling, or with Wild at Heart, where it's this romantic fantasy and you got Nick Cage jumping around in his leather snakeskin jacket. It feels like it fits more in these kind of make-believe worlds. Whereas this is more grounded in kind of reality, I guess, but more of a real look to it. It feels like even that's like there's friction there between the aesthetic or the way it's shot and the way, what we're seeing,
Yeah.
or what the story is.
Yeah. Not to shit on this movie even more. But the fucking what's it called? ADR, when you film the dialogue
Yeah.
separately,
Yeah.
it's terrible in this movie.
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice?
I didn't notice.
Oh my god. The scene where Betty gets off the plane, I'm calling her Betty now, Diane.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
This whole sequence is all ADR and it's fucking terrible.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I know, yeah, but I feel like it is terrible, but it's super weird. Like I like it because it's weird. Like with the grandparents talking to her
Yeah.
in the car. Yeah, it's horrible, but like I feel like even their smiles, just like smiling for fucking 10 hours. You know,
It is very eerie.
It's very eerie, yeah.
That's true.
Because this is like the entrance of the dream, like they're coming out of the airport, right?
Mhm.
Right.
We kind of skipped over it before, but what did you guys think about that opening shot, the dance competition at the beginning? There you go. You guys like these little After Effects cutouts?
I did actually. I did like it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
it, but I had no idea what this had to do with the movie.
When I was scrubbing back, I realized this.
It's her winning the dance competition.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
This is, remember Diane Selwyn says at the dinner party that she'd won a dance competition and that
oh yeah.
sparked her joy for acting or whatever.
Yeah.
This is that dance competition.
Okay. I much prefer the Lost Highway opener, bro. That shit's way better than this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lost Highway killed it. It's just credits and fucking going down a highway that's fucking fast
There you
music.
go.
Great.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But I will say, I don't know. I'm sure Lynch wrote the last part of this movie first,
Oh, for sure.
because the amount of fucking little things, like every character you see in the dream comes back at the end as some fucking random side character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the point. He's like referring to dreams in general. Like everyone you see
Right.
in dreams is like someone you've seen before.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very cool. And even
I think it's cool, but I feel like he definitely like shoehorned a couple in. Like he like really forced them in there.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. We
The guy
complain
from-
about this a lot.
The guy from
Directors.
Wiki specifically, I think that one was really like just shoved in there.
Which
Yeah.
one is
randomly.
that?
The guy from Winkies. He's the
okay.
dude
Yeah.
standing.
He's like paying
Yeah.
his bill at the diner or whatever at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that one was just very like forced in. It didn't seem natural to me.
Yeah. I mean, we complain about that a lot, about directors kind of spoon feeding shit to the audience.
Symbols.
But I feel like, especially Lynch at this point in his career, I'm sure he's kind of sick of people not getting his movies.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was like, okay,
Yeah,
if I need people to fucking get this movie, I gotta fucking shove it in their face at least a little bit.
You know, people still don't fucking fully understand Mulholland Drive. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
I mean, I really didn't get it the first
infamous
time.
for people not knowing what it's about. You know.
Yeah, but Kyle, go back and watch his other movies. Lost Highway
I
makes
feel like
way
I'm
less
missing out
sense.
a little bit of this conversation because I haven't seen his other things. So I definitely should have did a little bit more homework before coming. At least refer to them. I know the names, but I don't know what they're about.
Just watch Lost Highway, and or as I like to call it, Locked Hallway. and check out, you gotta check out Eraserhead, obviously.
Yeah, I've
It's
been told I need to watch Eraserhead.
Yeah, Eraserhead is very good.
fucking amazing. And watch Twin Peaks. I don't know, his other stuff is also really good, but I feel like those ones are they're more serving to you about how that guy makes movies.
I started the monkey one. It was on Netflix
Jackson.
when it first came out, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
I love the way David Lynch looks at people. Like he's looking at the monkey and he's like trying to understand the monkey. You know, he's like,
The second the monkey like said something, I turned it off. I was like,
No.
His fucking the cutout mouth, dude. It's so funny.
It was so caught off guard.
It's so funny.
That movie's better than Elephant Man.
oh, for sure.
Same movie, better movie.
What the
I
Jack
found-
Dudes is his third best movie, in my opinion.
You guys,
We haven't seen Inland Empire yet.
I was stoked when they fucked.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like I think when they were in the apartment, when they were in Diane Selwyn's apartment investigating,
Mhm.
I remember the thought popped into my head. I was like, damn, I kind of wish these two girls bang.
Yeah.
And then in the next scene, they were banging. And I was like, okay, Lynch gets it. All right.
Rock and roll, dude. Rock and roll.
But I found, you guys were mentioning the blue box opening.
Mhm.
I found this scene to be more informative and indicative of
for
the
sure.
dream state than anything else.
I feel
no,
this is really Lynch spoon feeding it to us, though.
Yes,
Every line
exactly.
this guy says.
Yeah, this is an illusion.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
it's not
an
just that, but,
illusion.
if you guys check out the lyrics of the song,
Yeah.
Jarando, it's like lyrics of that song, right? Literally, like this scene, yeah, he's spoon feeding you with this part. Then the singing happens, and I feel like this is what it determines. Like, okay, the dream's got to stop. You got to open the box now. You know.
Yeah.
It's like this is like telling you, like really making you come to face what this dream's about. You gotta open the box and deal with it, you know? Or
Even
end it.
the movie opens with dance sequence and then it opens with a pillow, right?
Mhm.
So even right off the bat, Lynch is kind of like, even in the first fucking scene, he's telling us, heads up,
She's
boys.
asleep.
Yeah, this is a dream, heads up.
But you know why I feel like a lot of people don't get movies like this, especially Lynch movies, that they don't realize that the dialogue in the movie, they're too immersed into the movie to realize that the dialogue was written by a writer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? When I rewatched it before, like I came on this podcast, I watched it with my buddy, and all he had to say at the start, like the first 20 minutes, he was complaining, was like, I get that it's like an artsy movie, but like this dialogue is terrible. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. That's literally the entire point, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the point, but the thing is, like, people don't realize that when there's dialogue in a movie, it's a way of the director speaking to you. And it's especially the case with fucking Lynch, because he does it in fucking everything, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, in fucking Fire Walk With Me. Don't look at the red dress, right? That's the fucking least of your worries, right? Don't look at the stitching of the stupid fucking dress. It was red, all right? That's what's important.
I mean, there's even the scene when Betty meets Rita, or when Diane meets Camilla, whatever the fuck you want to call them, where Betty/Diane literally says out loud, "I just can't believe I'm in this dream place."
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's super obvious.
Actually, another one that stands out to me is when she figures out her name after the diner.
Yes.
After what's her face, Rita.
Yeah.
And they go back to, they're in the apartment and they go to call. They look it up in the phone book. That scene, like when I was writing my paper, that was like the first everything I wanted to write about was literally Betty saying, "It's really weird to be calling yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Camilla says, "Well, maybe it's not me."
Yeah,
it's not. It's fucking Betty.
I'm surprised that, like, you know, like the Adam Krauser, whatever the fuck his name is. It would have been funny if he was like in the board meeting and he's like, "This movie is about dreams." I was waiting for it to happen, dude.
That would have been fucking funny.
The fucking Adam Krauser looks like the main guy in like a Korn music video.
Fuck, I'm about to gel my hair like him, dude. This guy rocks. He's the best, dude. The fucking
it's the glasses, bro. The glasses, they look too like new metal for me, bro.
I'm about to get those fucking Papa Roach glasses.
Fucking, because you know what's funny? I was listening to Korn yesterday, like the old shit. Yeah. And I saw like a picture of Jonathan Davis with those fucking glasses. And I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Fuck, next podcast, I'm going to wear my fancy glasses. You're going to like those ones. Tune in next week. This is a tease for next week.
Okay. But yeah.
What was you guys' favorite kind of scenes now? Because it was kind of hard to grab individual shots. There's not really many standalone shots, but as sequences, what I'd like to hear what you guys liked scene-wise.
I have a few timestamps jotted down. Mm-hmm. If we want to go through those.
Yeah, sure.
You guys want to do it after we're running out of time a bit.
Cut to commercial?
Oh, yeah. You guys want to have a commercial?
All right, we'll cut to commercial. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second.
Oh, no, fuck. I don't have the accent right now. You'd be like, this container, I painted it black. And he'll put it away like that. And he'll talk about something else. But it's just like, I painted it black. Yeah, you'll take a minute so that you could soak in the information.
Yeah. So you can really register that he did that.
not that he did that, but you understand why he's telling you this. But he's not fucking telling you why he's doing it, but he expects you to know. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
This is going to be the promotional clip for this episode now. Just this one. I'm going to post this everywhere.
I mean, have you guys ever seen the scene of him on the Louis C.K. show?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Dude, it's literally just him looking at Louis C.K. Do funny. And Louis C.K.'s just like, I don't know what you mean. Like, you want me to tell a joke? He's like, just do it. It's funny. Go.
Fuck, Kyle, I think you just got a co-host spot with that impression.
Don't do it, Kyle. You'll be enslaved like I am. I'm chained to Lee's basement right now.
All right. Favorite shot time?
Oh, yeah. Jumping straight to it.
All right. Why not, eh?
Why not? Do you mind if I say two more notes before we jump to it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I just want to say quickly, the recurring motif we see again is David Lynch's on-screen or on-stage kind of musical performance. We see that in every one of his movies. We see this again here.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, in the last scene, in the restaurant scene, I like how the music changes from this jazzy kind of music to these hard power chords, powerful metal at the end. And those are my two notes that I like.
It would have been so funny if you put Rammstein in this movie too.
That would have rocked again. That would have ruled again. Just the same.
I would have been like, fucking hell, not again. Put Rammstein in random scenes of the movie.
Most of my notes are honestly about like, oh, I think this might be a dream. Oh, they're talking about dreams and reality again. Oh, you know what? I think this is a dream. And then eventually it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it was a dream. But although I did have the benefit of knowing a lot about the movie before watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like Kyle had told me about the movie before, and I had done my own research on Lynch before watching it and stuff like that.
I think I talk about it too much.
You think you talk about it too much?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think what you did, Kyle, was the smartest thing to do at a film studies class. Just take a movie with no explanation, come up with your own thing, and the teacher goes, "Yeah, I guess so. I'll give him an A." That's the best. That's the best movie.
Dude, my teacher hated me because I fell asleep during every movie. Didn't matter what it was. I fell asleep during Vertigo. I fell asleep during Citizen Kane. Everything.
Citizen Kane is fucking boring, dude. I tried
That's
watching
a
it
little
once.
long.
I gave up, man.
Dude, it was the
little
first
long.
movie of our class. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's long.
Vertigo, I enjoyed. I watched it the second time. I enjoyed that.
I'm surprised he didn't show you like more pretentious-y kind of movies.
Dude, he made us watch his own. He made us watch his movie.
Oh, this dude rocks. This dude's the best.
Talk about a college professor, eh? That's classic.
That's the equivalent of a uni professor handing you the textbook they wrote, you know?
Yeah.
As the study material. Here, watch my fucking movie, all right? You're gonna study it. Fucking assholes. I hate them.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was a teacher and someone would watch my movies.
I show everyone I know your movies, Nick.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah. I show them and I tell them, this is my friend Nick.
Oh, I'm glad. At least someone's promoting something.
Next retrospective, we do Nick Gillum as director.
Hey, I wouldn't say no.
I'd be down, dude. You want to analyze your movies? I'd be fucking down.
Well, maybe if they're, no.
Okay. All right, let's give it a shot.
We can have one episode.
I have one last note before we move on.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I did write a paper on Mulholland Drive, so I just wanted to touch on this last point because my teacher, even though like he's a little, I don't know, narcissistic because he made us watch his movie.
Sure.
This is one thing that I enjoyed that he commented about my paper was this one point I made. I personally felt that in Diane's head, she sort of like split. I don't know what to call her. Camilla. That's her name.
Right.
Okay. She's in her dream. I feel like Camilla is two different people. That's the whole wig situation before they bang.
Yeah.
For the first time. It's I don't even who is she? The chick at the party when like towards the end where she kisses that girl when she's with Adam Kesher.
Yeah.
Like that girl is the one from the scene where she first
auditioning.
Where that girl's auditioning.
Yes.
I wrote that she had split Camilla into two, like the one that she was talking to, like the one with dark hair, and then the one with the wig. Like, I don't know what to. It's so hard to explain because like I don't know what to call them because there's so many different names.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because also when after Betty's first audition, she goes to the stage, like whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing some weird filming stuff, and when I was first watching this, I was like, you know, when they do when they're in the boardroom and they pull out the picture of Camilla, like in the first boardroom meeting, and saying that this is the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was like, it looked a lot like Betty, and I was like, what? Maybe, you know, like, because when I first watched the movie, this is what I thought the plot was when I first watched the movie. I thought the plot was the girl with the black hair was the original actress for the movie. Well, I mean, this is what I thought first watching the movie before I got towards the end.
right.
When I was watching the first hour of this movie, I thought, okay, the chick with the black hair was the original actress for this movie, and they got to replace her because they think she's dead in a car crash. And Betty is that replacement or something, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But then they pulled out the picture of Camilla saying, because I thought that when they're going to pull out the picture saying this is the girl, I thought I was going to say Betty, but it said Camilla, and I was like, who the fuck is Camilla? So then we come to here, and I thought, here's another crazy part. I thought that when they were doing this audition scene, I thought this was Betty walking out for a second.
Me too.
And I thought that she changed in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe Betty is the girl. This is the girl. Because then he says, this is the girl to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, wise choice. But then it cuts to Betty in the background and it's not her. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. You know, what the fuck is happening? So that's when I kind of got a sense that there's something more going on my first time watching it. And then the second I knew it really was a dream was when Betty disappeared right before she opened the box.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's a dream, 100%. There's like there's no contesting that, you know? But yeah.
Going back to what Kyle said, I like that. It's almost like because this whole dream is what Diane hopes would have happened or what she's fantasizing happened or whatever. This is just her dream state, right? It's like she separated Camilla into two parts, like you said, one part being her lover, the other part being the actress who stole her lead role, who stole her fame.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Literally all my teacher wrote when he saw that on my paper was yes. I was like, okay.
That's just that's the teacher not understanding the movie and going, yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, fuck, this kid's smarter than me. I better agree with him. Yeah, I dig that. That's cool.
So favorite shots, guys.
Favorite shots. Okay.
Is that what we're moving to?
I jotted down a minute 42, which is just, I mean, it's pretty much just this whole sequence. I thought it was cool. The superposition I liked.
Yeah.
The funky silhouettes. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah. It looks like it's from 2005 though.
Yes.
Like the cutting on the, like when you're kind of cutting out the background of the guy, it's very jagged. It's very, okay, I'll put my point here. I'll put a point here. I'll put a point here. And you have the guy's hair like a triangle or something.
Yeah.
But it's fun enough.
That's pretty ahead of its time. The movie came out in 2001.
Oh, so okay. I guess it's good.
Yeah, so it's ahead of its time, Nick.
Exactly.
I
take it all back.
Is 1952. I think I just noted a lot of the superposition shots. Just the Hollywood and the palm trees. Just kind of, I saw this and I was like, okay, well, I know what this movie is going to be about. A Hollywood.
Yeah.
3540.
That is a classic image, though. Having these palm trees and the Hollywood sign, you're in the frame of mind. You're set for what the story is already. This buddy.
Oh, this dude creeped the shit out of me.
Mr. Garbanzoa from fucking Twin Peaks over here.
3540. I think it's the wide. Yeah, this with the reflection. I like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just the composition of it. Everything's placed kind of nicely.
That's my favorite shot of the movie, by the way.
This guy with the throat thing.
This one right here. This shot right
the
here.
wide. Oh, yeah.
Cool. That's what I have noted down. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
David Lynch likes his curtain mirror or curtain walls with a single light on top.
Yeah, he does. That's true. Next one I have is 4707.
I would have should break this if the fucking guy started talking backwards over here. The little guy. Dropping nuts.
Yeah, there you go. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Just that superposition again. But this is like, anytime I see anyone talk about Mulholland Drive, they always include this shot.
Side note, I hate Adam Kesher's car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Why the fuck does he walk around with a golf club?
Just casually?
I love when he puts it into the golf bag when he gets home.
It's right at the store.
To take out.
Hi, honey, I'm leaving. I'm going to the depth. Take some golf club with me.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus better not be home when I get back. Got a fucking golf club ready.
No, but this shot I just jotted down because it's just like this. This is just classic Mulholland Drive. Like when I think of it, I think of this shot. It's what I always see. It's literally Betty dreaming about Hollywood.
I changed it. My favorite shot is this one now.
Then I have an hour 36. Let me find that. 36:28.
The Shire.
Oh, this whole thing. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat. I never noticed that.
Because I felt like that. Because this is them. This is Betty, or this is Diane through Betty in her dream state,
Realizing
coming to
that-
terms with her suicidal tendencies because she's fucked up so hard and she has so many regrets, and this is the only way out. Yada yada yada. This is like world kind of breaking down, and then they fuck, and then they go to the theater, and then they open the box. Like this is kind of what sets everything in motion. So this whole kind of funky shot to me was like the dream world finally breaking down and reality stepping in.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that one, and that's what I have jotted down.
Okay.
I only have one note here, and it's at 7:34.
7 minutes and 34 seconds.
7 minutes, 34 seconds. Just this nice shot. Her running down
That is
the
a nice
street.
shot, yeah.
You got the lights. It's a standalone shot. But I also, what's it called? Like runners up. I do like the whole sequence. Like there's no single shots in these scenes, but the scene itself, like the first scene where you see the cowboy, that's just a nice scene. That's a cool scene. And
I did find, this movie's more about scenes than shots.
Yeah. Well, it's like atmospheric almost, a little bit atmospheric. But the cowboy scene is nice, and that theater scene is, I find that a fun scene. I like when the girl...
That's what I was going to mention. That's my shot.
Yeah,
The
that's
theater?
fun. Mm-hmm.
Let me find it. Do you have a timestamp?
I don't have a timestamp, but it's when it's literally just Camilla. Well, again with their names, it's Rita and Betty.
Yeah.
Just staring, like just open eyed. Like not that one. I don't think. I think there's another one.
Okay.
It's like right before she starts shaking.
So it's this.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it's such a cop out because it's pretty generic, but I don't know. Like I look at it and I feel like it's just Betty coming to a realization.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because she starts shaking like crazy afterwards.
Yeah. She's like, oh fuck, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yo, how amazing was that vocal performance by Rebecca Del Rio?
That was good as hell, dude.
I fucking downloaded the song right off the soundtrack. I fucking loved it. Holy shit.
Yeah. No, that whole... I like in a movie where you have the kind of balls to go, okay, I'm going to put a 2-minute musical number in.
Yes.
It's very fun. Like, what's it? We haven't talked about him really, but Wim Wenders, he's another kind of new German guy along with Herzog. And he'll just do out of nowhere a 5-minute dance routine with professional dancers just running around, spinning each other just out of nowhere. And you go, I guess that was nice. I guess that was a nice piece of art. And the same thing here with the singing. It's a fantastic scene.
Yeah.
Dante, yours was what, the one of Betty and the palm trees?
Now it is, yeah, but my original one was in the mirror, like the glass with the guy.
The reflection,
the guy from
yeah.
I think there's a lot of sequences that I really liked. There's a lot of cuts that I really liked in this movie that made me feel like it was cutting to something that it wasn't really that. Like before when I mentioned when they cut to them reciting her audition in the apartment.
Yes.
For a long time, I had no idea they were reciting an audition. You know.
Yeah.
She was even looking at the paper and turning the pages, and I didn't realize it was audition. There's another one where right before we see like it cuts to the people singing, like in all those colors, in the set.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Where Adam Krauser has the headphones on, he's smoking in the director's chair, he's watching the people.
Yeah.
It cuts to them singing, but I didn't realize, like, I thought it was going to be something completely different. You know, it completely took me, you know, that part.
This whole audition scene made me fucking uncomfortable.
Fucking weird, yeah. It made me super uncomfortable too.
I was like, man, fucking. Well, yeah, talk about Me Too, right?
This cut over here, right before they cut to this. Yeah, they just cut, and I'm like, oh, they're like watching something, you know, or like someone's watching like an actual performance, not like a set, you know. And it really took me, like when they pulled the camera back,
yeah,
all the way, and it was like a set. It did the same effect as the one in the apartments, you know.
That's interesting.
One, I agree with you there, Dante. One that kind of caught me off guard was another in the studio set where it kind of just cuts and it looks like a skyline almost. Mm-hmm. And then just, that's the same thing. I guess Camilla walks in at the end of the movie. This is when she's making out with Adam in the car. But right before it, you just see the skyline. You go, okay, I guess it's a night shot now. and then she just walks in. And you go, oh no, we're back in the studio. Like I had the same thing that you were feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, when they were in the car on set.
Yeah, on set. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So like the beginning of this scene, it just cuts, and the opening shot, it looks like a skyline or a cityscape or something. Yeah, in the background, and you go, okay, I guess we're somewhere. And then she walks on. And you go, oh fuck, no, we're in the studio.
Yeah. Okay.
Sequence. I don't know. I think my favorite scene altogether is the coffee one.
Oh, when he drinks the espresso and he hates it, and he spits it out.
My favorite thing is just Adam Kessler losing his mind. What the fuck is going on? So lost because no one's talking to him.
Yeah, I thought that was fucking funny too.
In this scene, I felt like Adam watching this.
Yeah, dude, legit.
Like, I thought Adam was like actually questioning like what is happening, like what the fuck is going on. You know?
Yeah. This is when I was like, okay, this is Lynch having a hard time with the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this feels like him trying to produce Dune, and then the producer's going, no, we want a different actor, and he's going, oh,
exactly.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that audition.
Are his glasses tinted?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
What an asshole.
Ew.
I like that other audition scene where Betty goes into audition, and you're saying like, oh, it's a bit uncomfortable, that kind of Me Too scene where they're making out with the old guy. But then they just have the director who's not paying any attention. He goes, yeah, we'll make it feeling, but not too feeling. Like just guys saying fucking anything.
I have a question for you guys. So speaking of that scene, Betty's original audition with the creepy guy,
mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel like Betty in her dream made it creepy, like let the guy go all the way, because she feels like in reality she needed to do that to get where she wanted to be as an actress? Kind of get my. I'm not really explaining properly. Do you guys kind of catch my drift a little bit?
Yeah,
I feel that. I feel that.
I felt more like, because the director here, because they name him by name, right? So the director here in this scene in her dream is the same director that gave Camilla the part that she auditioned for, which birthed this whole love-hate relationship thing. So the only thing I caught on to was that in her dream, this director is clueless, like Nick just said, right? She performs this beautiful, passionate performance, and he just says some bullshit in between. That's the only thing I caught, was that she was painting this director who rejected her as some fucking goofball that no one respects, when everyone else in the room was loving her performance. The director didn't care. That's all I caught.
Like, because the thing is, this guy hovers his hand over her ass, you know?
Yeah.
But then she makes him put his hand on her ass, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I feel like that was kind of her way of saying, like, maybe that's what Camilla, like the real Camilla, did to get to where she was in the acting world, you know? With Adam Krauser, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Adam, isn't his name Adam Keshner?
What'd you say? Whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know.
Kesher.
Kesher, yeah.
Wesley Crusher over here.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
What did you just say though, Kyle?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's that what he was just saying. It's like he's saying like he thinks Camilla did that in real life. I was like, I feel like it's just Diane. That's what she thinks Camilla did. Like she views it as like she needs to do this to make it.
Yeah.
And the only reason she didn't make it is because she has like probably in her head she's like, I have like
morals,
exactly.
Yeah. I think it's also Lynch saying it's pretty shitty that people have to do this in Hollywood to make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I caught more than anything else.
For sure. Yeah, okay, so you guys agree with me on that scene. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's made me have like a really weird picture in my head. Like I just imagine like an actress not getting the role in a Lynch movie and like her trying to come on to him and him being like, bruh, buzz off.
I can't imagine anyone coming on the Lynch.
Yeah.
He's so like fucking unreproachable.
I love your giant swoopy hair.
The amount of times in interviews people ask him a question and he just says, no, I'm not answering that.
Said Eraserhead's your most spiritual movie. Care to elaborate? No.
Dude, that is my favorite interview moment ever, dude. It's so
Yeah, it's
fucking
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
Care to explain? No. It's so good.
Nick, did you say your favorite shot?
Yeah, it was the 734. It was Camilla running
Yeah,
down
walking down
that
the street.
road there. Yeah, walking down the
Yeah.
street right after the
All
crash.
right, it's so many tangents. I keep I forget. Bad memory.
Yeah, it was this one right after this scene.
Yeah, right here, this little thing
Yeah.
here. So, do you guys want to hop onto the final segment of the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Review section. Kyle, if you're unfamiliar, we go on Letterboxd and we read the bad reviews. We make fun of the bad reviews. Then we read the good reviews and we say our reviews are better.
Okay, cool. I like that. Are all the bad reviews from you?
Sorry?
Are all the bad reviews the ones you wrote?
Pretty well.
Yeah, they're all mixed reviews.
This movie's stinky.
Just forget you ever saw it. It's better that way. This person gave it half a star and used a quote from the movie to justify their review. They continue to say, after Eraserhead and The Elephant Man, I'm just going to accept that I can't stand David Lynch or his brand of surrealism. The last 30 minutes can't make up for the excruciating first 2 hours, even once the point is made clear.
Whatever, Nick Gillum.
Fuck that guy.
Hey, my name's Peter on this podcast.
I don't know, Christina.
That gets blurred out in post.
Elusive Pete.
I don't know. I think that the last act is very much worth the first two acts. I think it ties things together pretty nicely. In fact,
I mean,
normally I would think a movie like this, like the whole dream idea, is a cop out.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel like Lynch does a very good job.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when it comes to surrealism, I feel like the best way to emulate a dream is through the atmosphere and not really just having like all these crazy symbols like a Dali painting, you know?
Right.
Having this weird dream-like atmosphere, like the tone,
yeah,
is a lot better. And I feel like this movie, or like even Lost Highway, or other Lynch shit, you know, he does it really well. Where it's like you just get the tone with, especially with the music, that ambient, like dreary, ominous music that he always plays in every fucking scene for no reason. Really adds to that. And
yeah, well, yeah.
I can go fuck himself. I don't know.
We talked about that when we did Satyricon, Fellini's Satyricon too.
Yeah.
That whole dream state thing is it's hard to do right, but when it's done right, it's usually, like you said, more about the atmosphere and the environment than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of agree with a little bit of this. I mean, the 2 hours could have been cut down to like 1.5 or 1:15 or something. I do find those first two acts quite long, but overall, I mean, it's a good movie, and it's fucking way better than Elephant Man, which is just a normal crappy movie. But Eraserhead fucking rules. So
yeah,
Eraserhead does fucking rule.
Some of the most boring shit I've ever seen, and I watched Marriage Story. I mean, half of a good review.
Marriage Story was boring.
Yeah,
It was really bad.
I will concede to that.
I mean,
a Marriage Story. After
everything I said, I do find it a bit not really boring, but I mean, it's more the camera work that throws me off. It's not boring, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What a minute detail to really like.
No, but I mean, that's the whole thing. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at the camera. You go,
We've said it 100. It's a dream, dude.
Yeah, but still, I dream in perfect focus.
I dream in perfect
with
focus.
perfect lighting.
I want to talk about this one. Terrible acting and dialogue. Some of the worst performances I've ever seen. And I'd like to bring Lanthimos to our attention here.
Oh, yes.
Remember those movies?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that we did 4 of his movies in one episode rather than doing 4 separate episodes.
I agree.
I feel like we shit the bed on that one a bit.
Yeah, he deserved better. But that's the acting and dialogue in those movies is very Lynchian. I almost feel like it's done better. It's what Lynch was trying to do. Almost.
Oh yeah. Well, it's pure statuesque, just robotic. But I mean, it comes out fantastic with his kind
exactly.
Look.
That's the thing that this person is ignoring is that yes, the performances are weird, but they're supposed to be. That's the point.
Yeah.
It adds to the story.
Do you remember in Wild at Heart when it's the courtroom scene, kind of 3/4 through, and just
Yeah.
some old man walks in and goes like da, ba, da, da, ba, and like just leaves or something?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's never gonna happen. That's not good acting, but it's like, oh, it's so fun. It's awesome in the movie. I mean, it's there to serve the
Yeah.
fun of it.
Yeah. This see, I don't like this to begin with. This person says best part was the guy spitting out his espresso. I guess he agrees with Kyle, and then he
That's
continues
not the
to
best
say,
part. No, the best part's Adam Kessler's like response. I don't give a shit about him spitting out the espresso.
"Okay, all right."
It's literally just Adam Kessler being like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like he's literally just all of us.
I do
Like,
like
yeah.
the
I don't
guy.
Like, as,
understand
like,
what's
as
going
if
on.
the espresso meant something and it was like a symbol, you know. He's like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
I like the
Uh,
guy. I like the guy who's all upset and he goes, "It came highly recommended." Like, what an asshole.
This reviewer continues to say that he watched the movie on his phone. And I think Nick and I have argued about this a few times.
Hmm.
You don't think it matters where you watch the movie, eh?
Well, it depends what kind of movie. Like if you're watching a movie, like an older kind of movie, 50s, 60s or something, you almost need the big screen because they kind of compose things wider and bigger. But the kind of more modern movies, it's all close-ups, tight insert shots. I find if you watch it on your phone, the phones now, they got good speakers. You put your earphones in, you hold the phone 1 inch away from your face. It's a different cinematic experience, but you still get the feeling that you're supposed to get. I find.
Hasn't Lynch gone on like huge rampages about how you're not supposed to watch them on your phone?
Maybe. I'm not sure, but I mean,
I agree with Lynch. I fucking hate watching movies on my phone.
Well, I don't mind. I'm just saying, like, I agree with Nick though. Like with older movies, you definitely have to watch it like on the big screen. Like
Mhm.
Vertigo, there's no way I could watch it on my phone.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
couldn't even watch it on my laptop, dude. I had to watch it on my TV.
TV I'd say is the best because you don't have to spend $15 on popcorn and go in, and then you can't watch any good movies anyways because they're all crap in the theaters. But if
True.
you're on the train or something and you go, fuck, I got half an hour to kill, I'm going to throw on the Mulholland Drive, you still get the experience of watching something and you go, oh, it's fun, it's artistic, you know.
Mhm.
You're getting half of the experience, but it's still better than beating off and playing solitaire on the train or something.
I
If
agree
you
with
beat
Nick.
off on the train,
Well,
You're
I mean,
lost, dude.
if you have a big enough coat.
I agree with Nick to an extent. I'm not gonna watch a really good movie on my phone.
Mm.
You know, I want to have the best experience of the movie when it's a.
Well, it's hard though because like if people say a really good movie, like I would assume like, oh, I have to watch Citizen Kane like on my TV. I should just not watch Citizen Kane at all.
No, I'm talking about like I'm not gonna watch Parasite on my phone. You know.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna watch Mulholland Drive. Actually, maybe Mulholland Drive I can watch on my phone, but like.
I could definitely get away with watching it on my phone. Yeah.
I'm
But yeah,
not
if
gonna
you've watched a movie 2 or 3 times, then there's no problem watching it on the
Yeah,
phone.
no problem.
Yeah, who
Maybe
cares?
one time you watch it on the on the TV, but then after that you go on your phone because you're kind of getting the nostalgic feeling of the first time you watched it through the phone experience.
It's more
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
if the movie's a good movie made by a good director that cares about quality cinematic experiences, I assume that they might put something in the movie that will be a lot better in like on a bigger screen or with good audio. You know, like let's say Lynch did like some crazy thing with like the staging of the audio in this movie, and there's you could hear some stuff over here and like over here and stuff like that.
Mhm.
If you're listening to that on your like little Apple earbuds like Nick has on, you're not gonna hear that shit, you know.
These are professional Apple earbuds.
Yeah, these aren't good headphones. But if you have speakers or good headphones, then you might hear that. So I don't know. Maybe like sometimes it happens. It's rare, but like you know, so I don't want to risk it sometimes when I'm watching a really good movie for the first time. You know.
For sure.
Well, I mean,
the
I
first
feel
time,
like Nick watched Mulholland Drive on his phone, like 100%. No doubt in my mind.
First time,
He didn't give it the respect to watch it on anything else. Right?
the first time I watched on, second time half was on the phone, and the second half was on the TV.
And you fell asleep during both times.
Nick watched YouTube clips of Mulholland Drive on his phone. And then he said, "Okay, I'm good for the podcast. Let's go."
I
I
do
made
like
my
this.
assessment.
I do like this comment here from Steve Holt. Fuck David Lynch. All my homies hate David Lynch.
yeah, I laughed at that too.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I like lesbos, sex, and characters who suddenly become different people. That's your movie, Hot Lesbos. But I can't just watch Jane Jordan and see her eat at the Y.
What?
I don't know, I just like he's like, yeah, the Hot Lesbos, but it's not. I don't know. I can't do it.
I mean, that should be a selling point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm recording now.
I'm live. All right.
So what are these? Good reviews now? We're going to the good ones.
Yeah, I think these bad ones are mostly going to be people complaining they didn't understand it. Yeah, puzzle.
Feel free to high five Mr. Lynch and whenever you guys want, huh?
Does Lynch want to read a bad review or a good review?
Either one, bro. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, so you're telling me people actually understand this film? Yeah, dude, that's what we're telling you.
Yeah, it's not hard, bro.
It's really not that hard. Literally watch the last 30 minutes and you'll understand the whole thing.
Yeah, big time.
All right, let's read some good reviews. All right, pick one, Lynch. Go ahead. Roll with this one. This one's
that's exactly what I was going to go for too.
Perfect
movie. When I watched it the first time, I couldn't understand shit. But when I rewatched it, it was amazing. Probably the best plot twist on the one in Shutter Island, Mulholland Drive. One of the best movies I ever watched.
But this guy's a bit of a dingo for referencing. Yeah.
Shutter Island, I fucking hate.
That's a bit of a dingo twist.
Yeah, whatever. Shit twist.
That's too long.
That one's also probably too long.
This one's pretty good. It's strange to think that the majority of what I consider to be the greatest film of all time is in fact made from a rejected television pilot.
What? Is he talking about the same movie that we are?
Yeah. Was this a television pilot? A rejected television pilot?
I like the way that we do the podcast where we don't do any research on the movie and we just talk about how we felt about it. That's the way I like doing it.
Yeah, we analyze it super deeply. Yeah, we don't know shit about it.
We learn as we go. It's a learning experience.
How tragic to think that footage as extraordinary as this was shelved for years before David Lynch had a brainwave and created something that goes, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Mulholland Drive is an immersive experience that changes with every watch, whatever. Not only is it incredibly layered with an endless amount of interpretations, but it also manages to tell a classic Hollywood story whilst also commenting, Jesus Christ, dude, relax. It takes you through every emotion on such a deep level that only David Lynch can create it. This is when cinema reached its pinnacle.
I can name like 4 emotions that are not in this movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is my favorite movie, and I don't agree with that guy at all.
Yeah, this guy's on crack or something.
What the fuck he's talking about?
Is he also saying that this was the original plot for Twin Peaks?
I think he might. I think that's what he's implying. Okay. I don't know what he's saying. I mean, Interstellar is one of his favorite movies. Black Swan, It's a Wonderful Life.
This guy's a dork, dude.
Yeah, this guy's a dork.
This guy's a proper dork. If you use whilst in your fucking review, you're a fucking dork.
Just write while with an E, all right?
I mean, it saves you one letter.
It's more efficient.
I only have a certain number of characters.
If you look up masterpiece in the dictionary, just this comes up. All right, whatever, fuck.
Oh, the one underneath it looks good. The jump scare in this wasn't the thing that came out from behind the diner. It was Billy Ray Cyrus just showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll like that one.
That's a good one.
Review. Yeah, that's a good review.
That's a good one.
Anybody who mentions Billy Ray Cyrus in the review is going to get a like, I think.
I'm surprised he's the only one so far.
David Lynch's Ode to Persona.
Like the video game?
The fucking JRPG?
Yeah. What?
Does anyone know what the fuck Persona is?
I think that's a Bergman movie.
Oh, God. Yeah. This guy's a dork, too.
We try and steer clear of Bergman and that.
Yeah.
Like Bergman, if they have Bergman on their thing, bro, they're a fucking film study student.
I don't know, dude. He's got fucking Anime, Little Woman, Parasite, Budapest.
So maybe he was talking about Persona. Who knows?
These are good movies, dude. He might be talking about the JRPG.
Yeah. Oh, and he's got Dogtooth, his recent activity. We were just talking about that.
And he liked it, too.
Really? Well, you never know.
That's another Lanthimos.
He's all right. And he's got a
I mean, he also likes
SpongeBob-
Harry Potter. He gave Harry Potter a 4 too. So
Oh, that's kind of cringe.
Hey, that's my
Yeah.
dad's favorite movie. You keep quiet.
Hey, what do you give the Holy Mountain though? 4.5.
Okay,
okay.
well, here and there.
All right. Well, oh shit, he reviewed Funny Games.
Four
Oh,
and a half.
spoiler.
He didn't do the 2000.
spoiler. Whoa! Wow!
Oh.
Oh, the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Only 4. Ass Cabin, I'd give it a 3.
That's
My favorite gay porn.
That's my second favorite.
I mean, for a kids movie, it's fine. But if you're an adult and you're like, I am, that's so Hufflepuff of you. It's fuck out of my face.
Oh my god.
It's a Harry Potter fan base that really cringes me out big time.
Yeah,
More than
it's almost
anything.
like astrology.
It's crazy just how many things Lynch tackles in these and juggles all sorts of emotions at the same time, having a great sense of humor and also being genuinely horrific. This film was always meant to was so much to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Lynch can read.
What? I don't know. You can't read at all. Dude. That's why he makes movies, not books. I always have a place in my top 10 and constantly on a rewatch list. Some of the best scenes in cinema history are in this. And if you have ever seen Mulholland Drive, I am jealous because I always wish I could watch it for the first time again.
I kind of want to see what else Marcy is watching. Marcel Toing.
Oh, dude, these are
Old
fucking
Boy,
good movies,
Mandy,
man.
The Lighthouse, Mulholland Drive. Okay, never mind. I mean, cool.
Those are fucking good movies,
They're
dude.
I mean,
really fucking
cool
good
enough.
movies.
I take
You
it
got
back.
Kill Bill right there.
Yeah, those are
Well,
some
let's
good
see.
fucking
5
top
stars on
movies,
Kill It.
man.
Hobo with a Shotgun, 3 stars. Death Proof, I'd say, is probably better than Kill Bill.
Bro,
Oh,
Death Proof is fun, dude. Death Proof
Oh,
is a
we were
fun
talking about
movie.
this earlier.
We were
What
just
was I
talking about
saying,
this
Kyle?
before.
Were you really?
No way.
yeah. What I
Really?
say, Kyle? Death Proof is fucking dope.
Death
What I
Proof,
say.
Death Proof rocks,
like
dude. Eating
It's not better than
nachos like
Kill
that.
Bill.
You see the guy eating nachos? That's a good nacho scene.
Come from the guy that was just yelling about Mulholland Drive for like 2 hours.
Oh, The Thing, 4.5. The Thing is fucking good.
All right. Well, you guys want to go to our own personal ones?
Yes, yeah. Let's hit it, Kyle. This was your pick. This was your movie. Why don't you head us off? Let us explain the scale a bit before you jump into it. We rate our movies out of 10. 5 stars being exactly average.
He's confused already.
I'm trying. Okay, no.
Okay. I was confused as shit when I first found out, bro. I was like, what?
But
What?
you-
5
know,
stars is a perfect average. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just perfectly average.
Mhm. You know, like everyone
Okay,
says,
well-
like, oh, this movie's a 7. Well, the 7 is actually the average, so the 7 becomes a 5. So if you're going to give it a 7, it's actually a 5.
Okay, I don't like what you're saying. Do I have to give a review as well, or do I just give my score?
Either or. It's up to you. Dealer's
Okay, I'm
choice.
gonna give both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before I'll give my score first, but I'm gonna preface it with like saying how I scored it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go. No movie is ever gonna be perfect for me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 9 because 9 is basically the highest I'm gonna go because I don't think I'll ever give a movie a 10.
You can
Okay.
give half stars. You can go 9.5.
9.5.
9
There
and a
you
half.
go. All right.
I want to give it the highest score possible without saying like it's perfect because it's definitely not perfect. I definitely have problems with it.
Okay.
And my review is this movie fucks. That's it.
All right. Rock and roll.
What do you think there, Dante?
You go first, Nick. So we'll do a
Me?
a
Okay.
good review, then a bad review. And
Yeah, actually, I am curious to see what Nick wants.
Yeah, I
what
wanna
Nick's
hear
got for
Nick's
this
Well,
one,
If
yeah.
you
I think-
say anything lower than a 6,
No,
Leave
it's not
me.
lower than a 6. No, but I'm
Okay.
thinking this is the same kind of feeling I
6.
have with
Kyle,
Akira.
you're just gonna give it a 6.
No,
No,
but
you
I
better
think I'm
not.
going to give it. I think I'm going to give it either 7 or 7.5, around there, because it's an above average movie. But I have issues with it. I don't really like the way it's shot, but it's an
that's
enjoyable.
your only issue.
The plot. Yeah, but I mean that's the whole thing.
Troll.
It's a visual. If you're reading the book though, and you go, "Oh, this guy can't write," that's the whole.
Oh, he got you there. He got you there.
Whatever. Fuck.
So I'm gonna give this 7.5 around there. I want to give it. I don't remember what I gave Akira, but I'm gonna give this the same score as Akira because I feel the same way
Okay.
with this as Akira. It's a good
All right.
movie, but it's not my favorite. I enjoy it more than Dune or Elephant Man, but I mean,
Right,
it's
I would
still
hope so.
kind of in that bottom layer of the Lynch kind of retrospective. As a whole, I'd say it's around the bottom. But if I was comparing this with fucking Hobo with a Shotgun or something that we were looking at before, I'd say this is a fantastic movie. But I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay.
All right. See, I'm contemplating. Fuck it. I give this movie a 10. I think Mulholland Drive is a perfect movie.
All right. Rock and roll.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
Dante, is that your first
Take
10?
that, Caleb.
That is
Holy
actually
shit.
my first 10.
Holy shit. That's crazy. We've only given a few.
I think there's only one movie that David Lynch that made that can contend with Mulholland Drive, and that's Eraserhead.
Mm-hmm.
But I think either Eraserhead or Mulholland Drive is his best movie. But I think Mulholland Drive is just I think it's a fucking incredible movie. I don't know how else. Like I think it's perfect. I don't think there's like. The thing is, the mistakes with this movie when it comes to aesthetics and technical mistakes when it comes to camera work, they all happen in the first 3/4 of the movie. And for me, those serve as a reminder that it's a dream about Hollywood. Like it's about that. It serves the theme and it serves the world of the movie. So I think the medium is the meaning is in the medium, kind of thing,
Hey, whoa.
Wait a
You
second.
start
I've heard
talking
that
about Marshall
before.
McLuhan?
I've been to class before.
The medium is the message? Is that what you're getting at?
Message. Yeah.
Talk about Videodrome, eh?
I mean, fuck. Reaching new heights, though. I mean, in the same league as Antiviral and The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, a 10 score. It goes right up there. Fantastic, Dante.
Yeah, there you go.
And Lee, what do you think?
Yeah, I wish I could. Do you remember what I gave Blue Velvet?
I think you gave it a 6.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't like Blue Velvet too much.
Oh,
And that was a 3-hour fucking podcast, too. We did 2 nights doing that.
yeah. I think I might. Looking back, I think I might have to change that rating because I think I like
Oh,
Blue Velvet more than a lot of these movies.
really?
I don't know. Well, I'll do my ranking when we do Inland Empire.
Yeah.
But I was going to give this a 7.5 as well.
Okay, fair.
It's nowhere near my favorite Lynch movie. It's probably in the middle for me for Lynch.
Oh, really? What's below this?
What's below this?
Yeah, what's below and above? I'm curious. Eraserhead, I think, is your number one.
Eraserhead is my number one for sure.
Is Twin Peaks your least favorite?
Probably Twin Peaks. Yeah.
Twin Peaks is definitely worse than Dune.
Yeah, Twin Peaks is definitely my least favorite.
Worse
so
than
far.
Dune?
I preferred watching Dune over Twin Peaks.
All right, I'm quitting the podcast.
Just for one reason, because I thought the costumes in Dune were fucking sick.
Well, Sting rules, dude. Sting's haircut is the fucking best part of the movie.
Yeah, I think these Wild at Heart and Eraserhead are my favorite.
Okay.
And then probably Lost Highway, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, Firewalk with Me.
I mean,
Well,
that's
where's
pretty
Dune going
fair.
there?
That's pretty fair.
We're not talking about Dune. I think, but I don't know. I think I have to rewatch Blue Velvet. I don't know. Because I was going to give this an 8. I was going to give Mulholland Drive an 8 at first because I think I need to rewatch it again because I think I watched it the way you're not supposed to watch a Lynch movie. I watched it with my pen in hand, ready to analyze. Like, you're supposed to watch a Lynch movie and get lost in the world and kind of just, experience it and not fucking analyze it, not try. Like, I tried way too hard,
Yeah.
It kind of took away from the experience of it. So I feel bad for my own viewing experience. because I feel like I should have given it more of my attention and less of my interpretation.
Yeah, I get it.
That makes sense. So I don't know.
I have to say they do get better on second viewing. Like the first time I watched this, I was kind of like, this movie's kind of stinky, you know? But then now I watch and I go, this is a fun movie. And then we do the podcast and I see that Dante and Kyle, how much they like it and you're passionate about the movie. I go, I guess it's a good movie. You know, you guys get me excited for the movie again. And you go, I'm going to give it a higher rating. This is fun. You know, you point out things that maybe I didn't see the first time and I go, this is fun. This is great. That is a good point, you know? So like the more times you watch these kind of Lynch movies, I find they get better as you watch them. The first time might be like, what the hell am I kind of going in here and there? You don't remember things might pass you by. But if you watch them 3-4 times, like Eraserhead, you go, this is fucking fantastic, Eraserhead. Like
Yeah.
it'd probably be the same thing with Mulholland Drive if you watch it subsequent times.
I like you caving into the peer pressure of Dante and I.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to. It's hard
That
not
happens.
to.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
9.5 and 10. What am I supposed to do here? Give it a 6? Fuck, I look like an asshole. Look like a fucking dick.
Hey, look. Lee gave Antiviral a 10. I gave it a fucking 4. You know, like.
Hey, and I stand by it, dude.
Yeah,
That movie is the
yeah.
fucking best.
No, don't get it twisted. Like Mulholland Drive is nowhere near one of my favorite movies, but I think objectively speaking, for me, I personally think this is a 10. You know.
Okay.
Dude, that's why I struggle giving it a 10 because it is my favorite movie. I was like, I don't want to be too biased.
Yeah.
Oh, you can be biased as fuck, dude. Antiviral's a bad movie, and I gave it a 10.
Oh yeah, no, Antiviral is a bad
I mean,
movie.
you probably give Rubber like a 9 or something like that. No?
I fucking love Rubber. Hey, watch
Yeah,
it.
I know you do.
Rubber is actually an incredible movie though.
I've never seen Rubber.
Antiviral is just badly made.
The second this
Hey,
podcast
whoa.
ends, I'm watching Rubber because I've never
Yeah,
seen
watch Rubber.
Do it,
And-
dude. It's actually fucking good.
Kyle, it's funny. Like we did the whole podcast on Antiviral. The whole podcast was just us shitting on the movie. Then right at the end, at least like, you know what? 10.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it. I just love
I
it.
love that movie. And I was like, why? He's like, it's the first movie I saw in theaters by myself. Fucking 10.
Yeah, dude. Personal attachment to the movie gives it a 10-star. Fuck, I don't care.
Okay, so I should give X-Men Origins a 10.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think anybody should give that movie a 10.
I saw it alone in theaters.
Yeah, but did you like it?
Dude, Wolverine rocks, dude.
I was 12. I didn't even like it.
Bone claws, dude. That fucking rules.
All right. Well, that's it for Mulholland Drive, I guess, eh, boys?
Yeah, fun podcast. And soon enough, we'll be moving on to the final Lynch in a retrospective. And we give our
That's it,
final
yes.
ratings like we did with Herzog. We give the entire series a ranking in order of how we feel about it, how we feel about the director. That's going to be a fun podcast. I can't wait
Yeah.
for that.
Me too. Tune in next week. We're going to be starting a new series where we cover female directors in horror. We're going to start with Julia Ducournau's 2016 Raw.
And this is right up there for you, right, Lee?
I gave it 5 stars already. You can see my rating here. 5 out of 5. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I
Wow.
fucking love this movie. I have been, this was on our original list before we even started the podcast. This was
I
one of my 10
remember that.
movies that we should do. Yeah.
I remember.
I really, really love this movie.
I know, Lee, you told me that I'm gonna love it too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna feel like a jackass if I give 2 10s in a row, you know?
I hope you like it. I really, really love this movie.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And
So tune in
thank
next
you.
week.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle, for coming on. Great guest, good movie choice. Fun to
Thanks
have
for
you
having
on. You'll probably be back on if you have some more choices.
We're watching Jack and Jill next time.
Oh, God. All right. Never mind.
I take
Yeah.
you back.
I looked a bit bad for the podcast.
All right. Well, until next week, I don't know, watch some movies, follow us on Instagram, all that shit, whatever.